Listen carefully. Before sound had a name, before light carved the first shape into the void, before time unfolded its golden thread, there was a single vibration that echoed through the fabric of everything. It wasn't a word. It wasn't even a sound. It was pure being. And from that silence emerged a declaration that shaped all existence. I am that I am. These are not ordinary words. They are the original frequency, the primal pulse that every atom still remembers. When spoken with awareness, they do not describe what you are. They command reality to align. This is the forgotten key that mystics, sages, and quantum minds have always guarded. The universe isn't something outside of you. It is something listening to you. And now, it sets listening again. Because the moment you awaken to the I am within, you stop being a passenger of timelines and become their architect. This is not a story. This is the code behind existence itself. And tonight, you are about to remember it. There is a moment when the veil begins to tremble, a soft hum beneath reality. It happens not outside of you, but inside the silent space that has always been listening. Before there were names, before there were stories, before there was even time, there was the pulse, the source. And from that pulse came a sound, not spoken with lips, but declared through existence itself. I am that I am. This is not a phrase to be recited. It is the original frequency that shaped galaxies, carved timelines, and awakened consciousness itself. When you hear it, something ancient stirs within you, as if a memory buried beyond lifetimes rises to the surface. Because you were never meant to merely survive in this world, you were meant to remember how it was formed. These words do not point to something outside of you. They are the signal of the universe speaking through you. When you utter I am, you are not describing what you are commanding reality to take form around your declaration. It is the ultimate act of remembering that you are not the ripple, you are the wave. Most souls wander through existence trapped in a loop they can't see. They wake, they move, they speak, but their words are hollow echoes of unconscious programs. They say, I am tired, and their body obeys. They whisper, I am not enough, and their world mirrors it. They live under the illusion that reality is something that happens to them, not something that responds to them. They do not realize that every I am they speak is a seed, and reality is always listening, always planting, always growing their words into form. The loop is invisible because it was inherited, handed down through generations, through language, through collective stories. It is the trap of forgetting. And because they forget, they unknowingly build cages with their own breath. The moment they say I am, the universe nods and aligns itself to their declaration. The loop remains until one remembers that the code is theirs to command. And once remembered, reality begins to shift. But you are not just another echo in the loop. You are the interruption. The crack in the pattern where light floods in. The fact that you are hearing these words now is not random. It's a signal that your deeper self has called you to awaken. You are not just a traveler in this realm, you are a quantum architect capable of instructing reality itself. Within you is the same frequency that once spoke universes into existence. You carry the original code, and when you say, I am, creation listens. You were never meant to follow the script. You were meant to rewrite it. While many remain bound by unconscious declarations, you stand at the threshold of power, not power over others, but power over your timeline. Your presence here is proof. The code has found its host, and you are remembering who you truly are. Reality is not as solid as it appears. Every wall, every star, every heartbeat seems fixed and real. But beneath the surface, everything is energy dancing in a silent rhythm. This rhythm doesn't move randomly. It responds. It listens. It obeys the directives that consciousness gives it. This is where the hidden power of I Am begins to reveal itself. At the quantum level, nothing exists in a single locked-in state. Particles flicker in and out of existence like sparks in the dark. They hover in a field of infinite possibilities, waiting for the observer to choose which version of reality will be called into being. When you declare I Am, you are not merely making a statement about yourself, you are issuing a command to the quantum field. You are placing a marker in the infinite sea of potential, and the universe rushes to match it. Imagine this. The quantum field is like a vast ocean filled with endless waves of possibility. Each I Am you speak is like dropping a tuning fork into that ocean. The water vibrates. The waves rearrange themselves. The entire field reorganizes to match the frequency you've just declared. Say, I am weak, and reality bends to create conditions that confirm your weakness. Say, I am powerful, and the universe begins to align with the energy of strength, sending opportunities, people, and events that reflect that vibration back to you. It does not argue. It does not judge. It mirrors. This is not magic in the fairy tale sense. It is the mechanics of consciousness. Observation is not passive. To observe is to sculpt. And your words are the chisel. Every time you speak I Am, you are shaping the energy blueprint from which your timeline emerges. Think of it like coordinates in a vast multiverse. Each thought, each declaration selects a pathway, a timeline from infinite potential into actual experience. You are not chasing your future. You are summoning it. The field is neutral. It doesn't care whether you declare something small or something infinite. It only listens and responds. But here lies the subtle power many never see. Your emotions amplify your declarations. When you say, I am with conviction, when the words vibrate through your being, they send a signal stronger than thought alone. It is as if the universe leans in closer, listening with absolute precision. This is why unconscious I am statements can be so dangerous. When spoken with emotional weight, I am broken, I am lost, I am powerless. They carve deep grooves in the field, anchoring timelines that mirror those frequencies back to you. But the same mechanism that binds can free. When you awaken to this truth, every I Am becomes an act of creation. You are no longer reacting to reality, you are instructing it. Every declaration is like planting a seed. The field, infinite and obedient, grows whatever you plant. This is why ancient teachings spoke of the word as the beginning of creation. Why mystics and physicists, though speaking different languages, point to the same truth. Consciousness collapses potential into form. The moment you say I am, you are collapsing infinite probabilities into one lived reality. And so the mechanism becomes clear. The world around you is not random. It is the echo of your declarations, shaped over years, layered with emotion, intention, and forgotten whispers. The most powerful technology in the universe is not outside of you. It is your awareness, your voice, your I Am. You have always been creating. The difference now is you're finally aware of it. The field is listening. Every breath, every thought, every word is a brushstroke on the canvas of existence. Say I am becoming, and the field rearranges to make way for your becoming. Say I am infinite, and the limitations begin to fall away. You are not the effect of the universe, you are its cause. You are not a ripple in the stream. You are the current that shapes the flow. This is the mechanism hidden beneath the surface of all creation. What you observe becomes what you live. What you declare becomes what you walk into. What you claim as I am becomes the reality that meets you. And once you truly grasp this, the entire game of reality changes. There is a moment in every awakening when knowledge alone is no longer enough. You can understand the mechanism, you can see how reality bends to the I am code. But if you remain silent, if you allow unconscious words to keep spilling into the field, nothing changes. Because this power is always active, it does not switch off when you ignore it. Whether you speak intentionally or by habit, the field listens. Right now, millions of people are shaping their timelines without even knowing it. Every day they say, I am tired, and their energy collapses. They whisper, I am unlucky, and life rearranges itself to keep proving them right. They mutter, I am stuck, and the walls tighten around them. Not because the world is cruel, but because the field is neutral. It only mirrors what it is given. That is why this moment matters. This is the line where sleepers remain in the loop, and creators step out of it. This is not poetic. This is literal. Each breath, each word, each I am is programming your future before it arrives. And if you do not claim this power consciously, something else will claim it for you. The world is full of external voices eager to write your script. Old beliefs, inherited stories, societal programming, the noise of fear. From the moment you were born, these voices whispered their I am into your being. I am small. I am weak. I am not enough. They became your internal language before you even knew it was yours to choose. And this is why urgency is not optional. It is survival. Because if you do not rewrite the code will keep rewriting you. Understand this clearly. Every second you delay stepping into conscious declaration, your reality continues to run on autopilot. Unseen patterns strengthen. Timelines deepen. You sink further into a story you did not choose. And most never even realize it's happening. They call it fate, luck, destiny. But it sets not fate, it sets programming. Think of the quantum field like wet clay. Every word you speak presses a shape into it. If you do not press with intention, the hands of the world will shape it for you. And when that shape hardens, when it dries into a fixed timeline, it becomes much harder to shift. That's why awakening is always urgent. Because the longer you stay asleep to your own power, the deeper the grooves become. And the deeper the grooves, the louder the echo. This is why the ancient ones spoke of guarding the tongue, why mystics spoke of the word as creation. Your words are not small. They are the very technology that moves the unseen into the seen. If you speak carelessly, reality listens carelessly. If you speak with precision, reality bows to precision. And so here you stand, at the edge of your timeline. On one side, the world that was built for you. On the other, the world you were born to build. This edge is not made of fear. It's made of choice. The field will respond either way. The only question is, will it respond to unconscious noise or to your awakened command? This urgency is not about rushing. It is about realizing that every moment of hesitation is a moment of creation, even when you're silent. Your silence speaks. Your doubt speaks. Your fear speaks. And the quantum field does not distinguish between your intentional voice and your accidental one. It simply listens. If you don't declare I am, the world declares it for you. If you don't define yourself, the loop defines you. And when that happens, you become a passenger in a reality you were designed to pilot. Look at your life closely. The patterns, the cycles, the repetitions. They are not random. They are echoes of forgotten declarations, many spoken long ago. You may not remember the moment you said, I am not worthy, or I am always struggling. But the field remembers. It never forgets. It organizes itself around those frequencies. This is why the present moment holds such immense power. Every single I am spoken in full awareness can overwrite thousands of unconscious whispers. Every declaration made in clarity sends a shockwave through the lattice of reality, dissolving old echoes and opening new timelines. But that can only happen when you stop waiting and speak. There is also another layer, the collective frequency. You are not just programming your timeline in isolation. The field weaves every individual declaration into the collective tapestry. Every I am weak adds weight to the global loop of powerlessness. Every I am awakening strengthens the grid of consciousness that lifts others. Your silence isn't neutral. It either feeds the loop or breaks it. This is why urgency is sacred. Because when you claim I am, you don't just rewrite your story, you tilt the entire collective field. You become a signal that other sleepers can feel, even if they don't understand why. A single conscious voice can destabilize centuries of unconscious programming. Right now, the world is noisy with unconscious I am. But within that noise, awakened voices are rising, quiet at first, then louder, then unstoppable. Every declaration made from awareness cracks the loop a little wider. And when enough cracks form, the structure falls. That's how timelines shift. That's how awakenings ripple through history. The urgency is not about fear. It's about remembering that the power is already in motion. The only question is whether you will guide it or let it guide you. Every heartbeat is an opportunity. Every word a seed. Every breath a brushstroke on the fabric of the infinite. The field is not waiting, it is listening. And right now, it sets listening to you. Now the moment comes where understanding must become embodiment. This is the crossing point, where knowing is no longer enough. Because power doesn't awaken through theory, it awakens through declaration. The quantum field doesn't respond to half-hearted wishes. It responds to clear signals carved through language, breath, and unwavering presence. And so this is not just another line in your story, this is the initiation. Pause for a moment. Feel the air around you. It is not empty. It is a living field, vibrating with infinite possibility. Every molecule, every unseen particle, is listening to your consciousness, waiting for the next command. You do not have to travel anywhere to find this portal. The portal is already here, where breath meets awareness. Right here is the center of creation. Take a slow, deliberate breath. Feel it not just in your lungs, but in your entire being. This breath is ancient. It is the same breath that moved through the first spark of existence. It is the same breath that carries the I am frequency. And as you breathe, allow the weight of unconscious words to begin falling away. Every false declaration, every loop, every inherited "I am not enough" starts to dissolve in the stillness. What remains is the raw field, untouched, waiting to be spoken into shape. This is where ritual meets science. When you speak words in a focused state, your consciousness aligns with the quantum field. The frequencies of your brain, heart, and breath form a coherent signal, a kind of command language that reality understands. This is not just speaking, this is programming the structure of existence itself. Now, slowly speak the words "I am that I am." Not like a phrase you've memorized, but like a truth that existed before language itself. Let each word resonate through your bones. Feel it echo through the room, through the space around you, through the very fabric of what is real. This is not a statement about what you hope to become. It is a declaration of what you have always been. Repeat it again, and this time, allow the words to anchor deeper. Let the I am rise from the quiet center of your being, not from your mind. Feel the vibration as if the entire universe is speaking through you. Because it is. The words do not just leave your mouth, they ripple outward, carving new patterns in the quantum field. Every repetition strengthens the signal. Every breath makes it real. Now begin to imagine the words, not as sound, but as light. Each I am that I am is a pulse of radiant energy expanding in every direction. It moves beyond your body, beyond your room, beyond this timeline. It floods into the field like a beacon, announcing to reality that a new code has been activated. The field hears it, and the field answers. Understand this deeply. This ritual is not about belief, it's about frequency. Belief wavers, frequency does not. When you align breath, word, and awareness, you enter the same frequency that shapes galaxies. This is why the mystics sat in stillness, why they chanted, why they repeated. Because repetition is not mindless, repetition is mastery. Every cycle of I am that I am dissolves another layer of programming, another forgotten chain, another inherited story that was never yours. You are not fighting for your power, you are remembering it. Now, with each breath, begin to layer intention behind the words. Do not just speak, I am that I am. Let it carry your identity as the creator. Let it declare to the field, I am the source of my timeline. I am the observer that bends reality. I am not the echo. I am the origin. Let the field hear you. Let it feel your certainty. In this state, time slows. You may notice a stillness, a subtle quiet that wasn't there before. That silence is not empty. It's the field responding. The quantum fabric bends around clarity. Every clear I am acts like a gravitational point that reality begins to orbit. In this moment, your words are no longer words. They are forces. Now understand something essential. You do not need external proof for this to work. You do not need signs, omens, or flashing lights. The proof is already vibrating beneath your breath. The moment you declare I am, the field moves. Even if you don't yet see it with your eyes, the structure has already shifted. It is like a seed beneath the soil, unseen but already growing roots. To anchor this shift, place your awareness on the space between thoughts. The space where silence speaks louder than language. Whisper one final time, slow, deliberate, absolute, I am that I am. Let it land. Feel the energy settle, like a tuning fork ringing long after it's struck. You have just realigned your timeline. This is not a one-time ritual. This is a practice of sovereignty. The more you repeat it, the more the old loops weaken. The more the field learns your new frequency, the more reality bends. And one day you will not just say, I am that I am. You will live it. Your breath has become the portal. Your voice, the key. Your awareness, the architect. This is how creators are born, not in noise, but in stillness, with a whisper that reshapes worlds. This is the moment of activation. This is where the loop ends, and the new timeline begins. You have just crossed a threshold that most never even approach. Not because the door was locked, but because they never realized it was there. Most drift through existence, tangled in the noise of the world, never hearing the silence beneath their breath, never discovering that the key to the universe has always been inside their own voice. But you heard it. You spoke it, and the field listened. What you have done is not a private ritual. Even though it began in silence, its echoes are not contained within your skin. Every I am you speak doesn't just shape your reality, it ripples out into the wider fabric of existence, weaving itself into the collective field. You are now part of something larger, an awakening network that stretches beyond distance, language, or time. This is the great secret. No soul truly awakens alone. When one consciousness remembers, the signal grows louder for the next. When one voice speaks I am, another somewhere feels the vibration without even knowing why. It may be someone standing on a crowded street, someone meditating in silence, someone lying awake in the dark, wondering if they are more than the story they were given. Your declaration is the spark that helps them remember. This is how the grid strengthens. Imagine the collective field like a vast web of light, each soul a node, each awakened declaration a surge of power through the strands. When one node lights up, the light doesn't stop there, it travels, it connects, it amplifies. This is why awakening never happens in isolation. This is why your words matter more than you may ever realize. Every I am that I am is not just an act of self-empowerment. It's an act of collective evolution. Right now, countless others are standing at their own threshold, on the edge of remembering. Some have already felt the tremor in their bones, the quiet pull of something vast and invisible calling their name. Others are still trapped in the echo of unconscious loops, searching for a way out, but not yet seeing the door. You have become the signal that helps them find it. Your timeline shift is not just your own, it becomes part of the frequency that reshapes the field itself. This is the architecture of collective awakening. No savior is coming from the outside. No great event will arrive to fix everything for us. The shift happens through millions of quiet, powerful acts of remembrance. Through every being who stands still, breathes deep, and declares, I am. Through every ripple that meets another ripple, until the waves become a tide. And tides cannot be stopped. Understand this clearly. What begins with a whisper becomes a movement. Not a movement of noise, but of resonance. Because real change does not start in systems. It starts in frequency. It begins when individuals reclaim their creative power, when they stop letting the world define them and start defining the world. And here is where your journey expands. You are no longer a single observer. You are part of a living field of awakened creators. You are not speaking into a void. You are speaking into a chorus. Every time you declare I am, that chorus grows stronger, more coherent, more radiant. The very fabric of collective reality begins to bend toward that frequency. Now imagine the future this frequency builds. A world where people do not speak from fear, but from remembrance. Where I am not enough is replaced with I am infinite. Where I am powerless gives way to I am the architect. A world where individuals no longer wait for permission to become who they are, because they understand they are the permission. This is not fantasy. It is the logical outcome of awakening multiplied. You may not see the entire shift in one lifetime, but you are part of the wave that sets it in motion. Every declaration, every timeline you rewrite, contributes to the structure of tomorrow. Your power does not end at your skin. It echoes into generations, into timelines not yet born, into futures not yet imagined. This is legacy not of name, but of frequency. The truth is, humanity's collective story has been written and rewritten many times, by wars, by empires, by systems built on fear. But those were stories authored by the unconscious. This time the authors are waking up. And when awakened minds begin to write, the entire narrative changes. You are now one of those authors. This isn't just about being special. It's about remembering that everyone is special the moment they remember. Your I am does not make you above others. It makes you a lighthouse for others to find their own voice. And as more voices awaken, the chorus becomes unstoppable. This is how new timelines are born. Not in governments, not in systems, but in whispers, in breaths, in declarations that echo through the invisible grid. But there sits something even more extraordinary. As you continue to speak the language of I am, your life itself becomes a teaching. People will feel something around you without understanding it. Your presence begins to broadcast coherence. Your words begin to awaken others even when you don't try. Your existence becomes a quiet portal, and those who are ready will sense it. In this way, you are not just living your timeline, you are helping shape the collective one. Every act of alignment you embody is felt across the field, like a tone that never stops ringing. And the more you anchor this, the stronger the field becomes. The stronger it becomes, the faster others awaken. The faster they awaken, the more the old systems of fear begin to collapse under the weight of collective remembering. So what comes next? Now that you've spoken the code, the path unfolds before you in two directions. One path is to fall back asleep, to let the noise drown out the signal again. That path leads to loops, to old timelines, to borrowed stories. But the other path, the one already vibrating beneath your feet, is the path of the Creator, the path of the awakened observer, the path of the one who remembers. And you are already walking it. You are part of something ancient and new all at once. A pulse older than time itself. The source frequency that whispered, "I am," before galaxies took shape. That frequency now moves through you. You are both the receiver and the transmitter. You are both the student and the signal. This is not a metaphor. It is the architecture of consciousness itself. So when you step back into the world, remember, every word you speak shapes the field. Every breath you take broadcasts a signal. Every I am you declare becomes part of a collective code rewriting reality itself. You are not waiting for the shift. You are the shift. And as you stand in this truth, you extend a silent invitation to every soul who has forgotten. Wake up. Remember. Declare. This is the future that begins with a single whisper. I am that I am. Not just spoken alone in a room, but echoed in thousands of voices across the planet, until the whisper becomes a wave, until the wave becomes a tide, until the tide reshapes the world. The portal has opened. The code is active, and you are part of the rising chorus. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a far greater timeline. A timeline written by awakened hands, spoken through awakened voices, lived through awakened hearts. Your role is not small. Your presence is not random. Your voice is not powerless. You are a strand in the luminous web of awakening, and the world is already shifting beneath your feet. The future is listening, and it begins with I am. And now, the veil has thinned. The pulse that once whispered, I am that I am at the dawn of creation, is alive within you. You have not just heard the code, you have become it. Every breath from this moment forward is a command. Every I am you speak is a spark that bends timelines and rewrites reality around your presence. This is no longer about waiting for signs. You are the sign. You are the vibration the universe has been listening for. When you walk, space rearranges. When you speak, reality obeys. When you remember who you are, the world remembers with you. This is your awakening, not to something new, but to something ancient, something eternal. The source has never been far away. It was always you. So go now, speak the code. Live as the portal, and let reality bow to the rhythm of your I am. The transmission is complete, but the activation has only just begun.